I am WinterStarcraft, and I am here with the WCS two-time North American champion and my favorite player for the last 3 years, CMStormPolt. How are you doing today, Polt?
I'm doing very good. Just finished my ever first casting, and it was so excited.
Polt was actually casting a TVT between Maru and MMA. And how do you feel about casting? Is that something you want to do in the future?
I was so nervous because maybe this is first time, but I don't know if I keep doing casting, but it was exciting anyway.
I think a lot of people loved it. I loved hearing your insight about. Since I've been watching you for the last 3 years, something I've been really impressed about is your play style. How you're able to do the same generic. I know there's a lot of little differences in your builds, but the same play style, the same type of build, multiple games in a row against the same player. How do you come up with builds? Is there a specific method for coming up with builds that you can use in so many situations?
In StarCraft 2, there are many ways to beat your opponent, like from choosing units, build orders, or positioning, or something like that. And so, if it seems like I use only one way or one build order or something like one strategy, it's I always think about that and make every situation what I need to do. That people so-called like decision making or something like that.
I mean, there's something I haven't seen used before. I want to talk to you about its mech as Terran with the new changes coming up in the next patch to siege tanks and widow mines. Do you think mech is going to become a little bit something stronger? Is it something you might try using in the future? Because you are not really a frequent user of a mech composition, so.
It's up to what the patch will be going on. I think it's not decided yet.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna have to try it out. Yeah. Well, I want to kind of change gears a little bit and talk about the WCS. Just as someone who's been a participant in every WCS season and someone who's gone very deep in every WCS season, you're locked in for Blizzcon right now. I think you're 3rd place in the rankings, so.
Maybe yes.
We'll go over Blizzcon in a little bit, but if there was one thing, like if there's one thing you wanted to change about the format, or the one thing you like about the format, what would it be?
The thing I most like is there is a point ranking system. Yeah, every single player, that individual sports has ranking system, and it's very important, I think. And there's nothing I don't like.
It's working out well for you so far. Well, BlizzCon, that's the big tournament everyone's excited for. You're going to be a big participant. Well, obviously I'm rooting for you there. But what do you think about BlizzCon? Are you prepared for it? Do you feel like you should do a little bit more training, maybe come up with some new builds, or are you just going to kind of train, practice, and be ready for BlizzCon in a week or two?
I think I have enough time, so the one issue is when the bracket will be announced. It's the most important thing for every player.
So, is there any matchup right now you're not really confident? You don't have to answer this, by the way, in case any of your opponents watch it. But is there any matchup you feel like is your weakest right now?
To be honest, my weakest matchup is, I think, TVZ, maybe.
TVZ, really?
Maybe people don't think like that, but I think so.
Considering your last 2 North American championships, I think that would mislead a lot of people as to the strength of your TVZ. I remember watching you stream on the American ladder and go 28 wins and 0 losses against North American players in a row in Grandmaster.
I think it was possible because it's the finals. I think I'm good at like the best of 7 or best of 5, but I'm not that good at best of 3 or best of 1.
So you like to have a little bit more time to figure out your opponent and figure out how you can outplay them in games?
Yes, playing more games, I can figure out what my opponents like and what my opponents like to do, prefer to do, or something like that.
Well, just a second ago, I was talking about North America, just as a region. You play on North America now, living in Texas, I believe, going to school. If there was one North American pro player that you think you can learn from, who would you say right now is the best North American pro?
I think everyone picked one North American player, Scarlett.
Yeah.
She's doing pretty well.
Yeah. do you ever work with Scarlett or talk with her about anything? I know earlier there was maybe a show match or something people are talking about, obviously just unofficial. But are you on personal terms with Scarlett, or you just talk with her every once in a while?
We are friends and talk when the WCS America is being held. We meet and talk much.
That's good.
Because there are many Korean players, and she doesn't speak Korean, and I speak English. So.
Yeah, and being a Korean player coming to America, that's relatively unprecedented. There's only been a few players doing it before, and you're going to school full time as well. What would you say is the biggest transition from being, I don't know, I know you took a year off for school when you were in Korea to play. Was that, am I correct in that?
Actually, I was in a break when I was in Korea.
So you were playing full time in Korea, training full time?
Yes.
In a team house? With TSL or Prime?
When I was in TSL, I was in a team house.
So then you moved to America, now you're going to school and by yourself or in an apartment or something like that?
Yes, I'm living alone right now in the apartment.
So what would you say if there's one thing you could choose, the biggest transition between Korea and America, what was the toughest part of it, and now adapting to your current situation?
The toughest part is cultural difference. I needed a very long time to figure out everything, from buying groceries to cleaning the apartment.
Oh, yeah. So you have a lot of things on your plate, if you will, besides just playing StarCraft and training for your next tournament, I would say.
Playing StarCraft, it was okay. Nothing different in Korea or in the US. Just play on the internet with computer.
Now, so do you have any method for kind of prioritizing? Say you have something in school you need to do, like you have exams or something like that. I'm a full-time student myself as well, and I try to stream and play StarCraft 6-7 hours a day. I find sometimes it's hard to prioritize one over the other. Is there any specific method or tips you have for doing that, or is it just something you do one day at a time?
I think there's not easy way, but if you want to do both things at the same time, then sleep less. That's the only one way.
Yeah. I guess that's one way to do it. Well, just a couple more things to ask you. Polt, well, right now, actually, I want to ask you if there's any sponsors, anyone you would like to plug or shout out to or anything like that. Anyone you want to give credit to or want to talk about. This is your time. This is your moment. Of course, it's all your moment, but...
First, I want to say thank you to my sponsor, CMStorm, and I also want to say thank you to all of my fans and the crowd in here, Toronto.
Oh, CMStorm, I heard you were talking about your main sponsor. Here you have a jacket. I was wondering, being a longtime fan, I've waited for 3 years to do this, but when my last keyboard broke after about 15,000 games, I was looking for keyboards, then I thought, what keyboard would my favorite player endorse? And I have a CMStorm Quickfire Rapid keyboard that I've been using now. And I would love it to get even better. Polt, hold your mic. If you could sign my keyboard for me, sir. On the back, anyway. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the interview. Thank you, Polt, for being so amazing and being such an inspiring player for years now. And I wish you the best of luck at Blizzcon, and I really hope you do well. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the future. Thanks again, Polt.
Thank you.